Going on, Falcon fans? This your boy Ricondo come back at you with another video. So today we're gonna talk about some Atlanta Falcon news, some rumors, and some stories. We're gonna talk about Deion Jones, Jimmy Garoppolo, and our defensive coordinator Dean Pease. So guys, if you have not already, go ahead and please subscribe to the channel. Please hit the notification bell so you know when I drop another video. Please hit the like button so I know you guys out here that I talk about. Then please share my video up to the YouTube universe so more people can come in and hear me talk about these Atlanta Falcons. So like I said, guys, we're going to talk about Deion Jones first. Falcons announced today that he's going to actually start training camp on the PUP list. So I guess that answer our question about what's going to happen to Deion Jones to start training camp. I mean, he's not going to actually be practicing. He's still rehabbing his injury, his off-season shoulder surgery that he had. So that's going to leave us give more opportunity for Michael Walker, Troy Anderson, Nick Kukowski, and of course Rashawn Evans. Those guys is going to start out being our linebacker start training camp. Now, one thing about the PUP list, he can come off anytime. There's no timetable on that. So once he gets ready to go, they can activate him anytime. So it seems like Deion Jones is going to be with us this season, and I think that's a good thing. We don't know when he's going to come back, but his veteran leadership, that Pro Bowler coming in, helping out this defense is going to definitely help out this team this year. So, um, good luck to Deion Jones. Hope he get well soon and gets back out on the field as soon as possible to help this defense out moving forward. So, that's what I got to say about Deion Jones. So now let's get into this rumor about Jimmy Garoppolo and the Falcon interest in him since the 49ers actually um, told him and his agent that he can actually start to seek a trade from their team. So first of all, first thought I thought about this when I seen the 49ers granted him permission to seek a trade. I never thought about him being an Atlanta Falcon. Um, I really don't see the interest and why they would do this at all. Um, it's just the timetable for this team is not where you would want to bring in a quarterback like a Jimmy Garoppolo to actually be with this young team. This team it's young. We're trying to build something new. Like I said, a new era. I would never not like to bring in somebody like a Jimmy Garoppolo. Some people trying to make the correlation of going out and getting somebody like a Deshaun Watson. Of course, we know with all his off the field issues, but Deshaun Watson is a way better quarterback than Deshaun Watson. So bring him in. That would have been somebody without the outfield issues. Of course, would have been somebody that we could have been our quarterback for like the next 10, 15 years. So that's why they went down that route. Kind of glad they did not was not able to um, get Deshaun Watson because I think we'll have a whole different story with her team this year if they was able to acquire Deshaun Watson when they was trying to get him via trade. You think about our draft capital that we would have had to give up. Some of these guys would not be on our team now. Then of course we'll hold the PR nightmare with it being for the Atlanta Falcons. So I'm glad it worked out the way it did. But back to Jimmy Garoppolo. I mean, let's be honest. He has a winning record in this league. He's 45-18, which is pretty good for a quarterback. But then if you look at Jimmy Garoppolo and just take a step back and get away from the record and get off behind great coaches like a Bill Belichick and the offensive genius of Kyle Shanahan, you can see they kind of mask some of the issues with Jimmy Garoppolo. Biggest things with Jimmy Garoppolo that hurts him most is his playoff stats and his record. He's not that good in the playoffs. I mean, just be honest. He has freaking 4 touchdowns and like 6 interceptions in the playoff. That's bad. And think about how many playoff games he don't played. Played some in New England, played some in 49ers, been to the NFC Championship game, and he only got 4 touchdowns and 6 interceptions, which tells me that they was not dependent on him to be a quarterback. They did not rely on him to do dropbacks, especially Kyle Shanahan. The He averaged only 18 dropbacks in the playoffs, which means that Kyle Shanahan only wanted to use him when it was necessary. It was all dependent on their run game and their defense. So I really don't understand why people thinking bringing Jimmy Garoppolo to the Atlanta Falcons, a young team like the Atlanta Falcons, would be an interest of this team. We know the rumors out there that the Falcons actually made a call for them. I think that's more of his agent trying to put fillers out that somebody's actually interested in him. But it just don't make sense for the Falcons to even be considering to actually go get somebody like Jimmy Garoppolo. Yes, we do have 2 quarterbacks, and you can hear this. Everybody can talk about this until we blue in the face. Marcus Mariota. Let's just talk about it. Marcus Mariota was out for 2 seasons. He was a backup quarterback. He got benched in Tennessee. We understand that, but he also was the second round number 2 overall pick. He had success in this league before. Um, this could be good rejuvenation for him. We do not know what we're going to get out of Marcus Mariota this year, and I think that this coaching staff is behind him, and they're going to give him every opportunity to show what he'll be able to do. He's only 28 years old. He's younger than Jimmy Garoppolo. I think it would be a mistake for the Falcons to even go down this road. Not to talk about our third round pick, Desmond Ritter, who could possibly be our future franchise quarterback. Um, they talk highly about this guy. Let's give these 2 guys a chance to see what we're going to be able to do this year. Doesn't make sense to go get a guy who has a good, like I said, regular season record, but when we get into playoffs, um, so to me that means when the pressure gets tough, the coaching staff take more pressure off him because they don't think he's capable of making the plays that need to be made. Just go back and look at the way Kyle Shanahan used Matt Ryan and the way he used Jimmy Garoppolo. It's not the same. Kyle Shanahan's a great offensive mind, and that's why they do so good in the regular season because of the coaching. Has nothing to do with Jimmy Garoppolo. So it's an enigma. People try to look at his record and think about, and he actually had a winning record in the playoffs as well, but it's not because of him. I mean, he beat Aaron Rodgers twice. The last time they beat Aaron Rodgers, they didn't even score a touchdown. They defense scored. So I mean, let's be honest. And then he tried to blow the game against the Dallas Cowboys. He almost gave it to him last year. The Cowboys blew that game. So I'm just saying I really don't understand the intrigue. If the Falcons are intrigued, I don't believe they're intrigued. But if they are, it just don't make any sense to me. I mean, just like I said, just go back and peel back the onion. He averaged 18 attempts at dropbacks in the playoffs. That's one of the lowest dropbacks for a starting quarterback in the playoffs. It's less than Lamar Jackson, who think Lamar Jackson runs a lot. It's less than Ryan Tannehill when they got Derrick Henry. So just think about that. Just let's just put it back. Jimmy Garoppolo averaged 18 dropbacks in the playoffs, which means once again his coach do not trust him to actually be able to win games for them. He relies more on his the running game, and when he did one game, he did go had 25 dropbacks in the Super Bowl, and they lost. Guys, remember the play he had the receiver wide open right down the middle of the field. He overthrew the guy. I mean, under pressure, Jimmy Garoppolo makes mistakes, especially in the playoffs. So it's not a quarterback that I would want on my team. I don't think he fit what the direction Arthur Smith is trying to go in anyway, with having 2 mobile quarterbacks now with the same kind of play style. So just want to throw it out there. My opinions on Jimmy G coming to the Atlanta Falcons, I think would be not a good move for this team. I don't think they're looking down that route anyway. But since people want to put the rumor out there, we want to talk about Jimmy Garoppolo. Um, I just want to give my opinion on it. So you guys let me know what y'all think about Jimmy G coming to the Atlanta Falcons. All right. The last thing I want to talk about is the two series um, podcast that Tori McElhaney did with the on the AtlantaFalcon.com with our defensive coordinator Dean Pease. If you have not listened to those two podcasts, I recommend that you do. It was a lot of good information. We learned about our defensive coordinator, how what makes him tick, a little about his history, um, how he's been approaching his coaching throughout his whole 50-year coaching career. And I didn't know until I looked at the podcast that he actually started out as a high school coach. Um, then he went into college, and then that's how he got his reputation playing with all these legendary coaches through college and through the pros. And you think about it, one thing that really struck me was he never really interviewed for a job, right? So the relationships that he built, his reputation is what got him hired um, to all the jobs that he has had, and I think that tells a lot about the kind of person you are and what kind of coach you are. Because if people just going off your reputation, um, of course, they're looking at your track record and seeing where you everywhere you don't been, how you improved, how your culture was built. When he was a head coach at Kent State, um, playing for Lou Holtz. Of course, we want to talk about Lou Holtz' murky history. After um, his electric coaching year at Penn State, but he also coached with Nick Saban, right? Bill Belichick, and then he coached two guys that actually he coached for two guys that he actually coached that he was the coach of. John Harbaugh. John Harbaugh was actually a coach. He played for a player for him in his when he coached in college, and he also coached um, Mike Vrabel when he was with the New England Patriots. So I think that's, like I said, that's very telling about Dean Pease, his coaching background, and why I don't understand why so many people are looking at this Falcon team and don't look at the coaching staff and believe that these guys can do something with this team and put them in the positions to be successful. All right, look at like I said, the coaches he worked for, and Bill Belichick and Nick Saban. They always have their guys ready to play. Um, Dean Pease had to learn something from both of those coaches. And to think about it, to put a thing about it, he's never been fired from any job, right? He's retired twice and came back. I like the way the reason he came back this time is because he liked Arthur Smith. It's like he said, it's about relationships. He was offered jobs from other head coaches that was interviewing in 2021, and he told them no. But when Arthur Smith called him, um, he liked to see what Arthur Smith was all about, um, and he decided to come back to coach the Atlanta Falcons. Out of all teams, everybody's been talking about this defense for years, and Dean Pease decided to come back with his great track record as being a defensive coordinator in this NFL to come back and coach the Atlanta Falcons. So if he believes that he has um, the right personnel, has the right leader and Arthur Smith, the right organization with the Atlanta Falcons, with the right owner, with Arthur Blank, um, after all the places he don't be in and all the phenomenal coaches that he has worked for, and he believed that he can bring that same kind of intensity, that same kind of culture, mindset to the Atlanta Falcons. I'm all about it. I love it, and I hope you guys do too. He also talked about his playbook and what he meant about the 6%, and is going to try to get us to 100% of playbook. The percentage is not that important, but what was fascinating to me that everywhere he's been, he has a playbook for that team, and he keeps those playbooks. So he has a Patriot playbook, a Titans playbook, a Baltimore playbook, and now he has the Atlanta Falcons playbook. And he take bits and pieces from all those different teams based off the personnel we got and the different schemes when we playing different teams. And think about it, you put all that together, um, and you can imagine the different looks he can actually give to different quarterbacks week in and week out. And I just like it. Of course, it's going to come down to the players being have to execute all those different things week in and week out. But once we get this football defense set in, the culture set in, I think these guys going to be going. Hopefully, they can look like some of those other defenses that he has coached in the past. Some of those had some legendary Hall of Fame players, of course, but with these young guys, with under his tutelage, hopes they can actually reach those heights as well, right? So, like I said, guys, definitely go in and look at Dean P's um, interview with Tori McElhaney. I think it was very, very, very entertaining, and you're gonna actually enjoy it. See, my lights went out, so I'm about to get off. But guys, that's all I have. Let me know what you think about Debo going into the PUP list. Let me know what you think about Jimmy G actually coming to this Atlanta Falcons team. And then like I said, check out those two podcasts if you have not already, about Dean Pease and his 50-year coaching career and how it led him to where he is today with these Atlanta Falcons. And give me your thoughts, what you think about those three topics. And this is your boy Ricondo coming back at you with another video. Peace.